Hey everybody, it's Eric Dillerman, the course manager for computer science over here at UT OnRamps, coming to you today to talk a little bit about cloning. What is it? How do you do it? Well, to start with, cloning is a super powerful tool within Scratch that allows us to create a sprite and have it act something like a blueprint that we can then continuously create new sprites from. There's going to be times in our programs where we have need for sprites that look quite similar, but perhaps behave slightly differently or have different attributes or different properties associated with them. And rather than create 100 different sprites or more within our sprite editor, we can make use of clones and create kind of a master blueprint from which we can create all of the subsequent sprites. And that is the power of cloning. So let's take a look at how that's done. You'll notice that here on my screen, I have a Pokeball. And if I want to catch them all, I'm going to need a heck of a lot more than just one. So how can we do that? Well, we can clone it. So let's take a look at where we can find some of those functions and some of those commands that will help us to do that. I'm going to go under the Control tab on the left-hand side here in Scratch, and down at the bottom, you'll notice that there are three different functions that we can run. One is a header tag. It says when I start as a clone. So whenever this sprite is cloned, it's going to run a script here. Then we actually have the command to create a clone of itself. And then last but not least, we have delete this clone function. And that's important because Scratch can only have 200 clones running around on the screen at once. So if I were to come in here and just click create clone of myself, it's going to run that one time, that command, and now you'll see I actually have 2 Pokeballs. It's magic. If I were to click it again, you'll notice that again there is another clone. This is the original sprite right here. Now we can also give it some properties for when it starts as a clone, like for instance go to a random position. So that means that it's not just going to overlap over top of this original one right here. So let's create a clone, and when I click this, it should have another Pokeball appear kind of randomly on the screen somewhere. Yeah, we can see that in action. It's not bad. I'm going to stop the program and kind of reset everything now. That, you'll notice, gets rid of all of the clones that have been created, and now my original sprite is back. I'm going to go up to the Looks tab up here, and I'm going to just put in some different kind of attributes and randomize them. So when this starts as a clone, maybe the size changes, the color changes, things of that nature. So I'm going to make a little string of commands right here, and I'm going to pause the video and come back in a snap of the finger. All right, I added 3 attributes up here. So when it starts as a clone, it's going to randomly select a size between 70 to 90% of what it is right now. That means all my clones will be smaller than my original clone here, or my original sprite, and that will help me to know which one is the original when there's a lot of Pokeballs on the screen. Then I'm going to change the color by some random amount, -200 to 200, and also change the brightness. So now when I click this, we're going to see a bunch of different colored Pokeballs and different sized Pokeballs appear on the screen. So let's go. Ah, yes. There is power in cloning. Now I can probably capture an army and take over Pokeville. Is that the thing? Is that where they're at? I don't know. But you get the idea. And that's the power of cloning. In my next video, I'm going to just build off of this very quickly to show you how I can read from a list and have random attributes assigned to clones from lists. So thanks for joining me on this learning journey. This has been Eric Dillerman, the course manager for the Computer Science OnRamps course over here at UT Austin. Thanks for tuning in.